All right, welcome to today's live stream, the bowling match, NLL conference match between Napoleon and Bowling Green. Coming to you on December 11th from River City Bowlaway in Napoleon, Ohio. Looks like we're ready to get underway. Bowling Green up on lane 2 and up on lane 4 for the boys. And Bowling Green starts out with a strike on lane 2. On lane 4, another strike for Bowling Green. Napoleon starts with a strike. Looks like Michael Gallagher. Up next on lane 1 for Napoleon is Jacob Hall. If somebody could give me a shout out in the chat just to let me know that you can hear me, I'd appreciate it. And Jacob starts out with a strike. James Gherkin up on lane number 3, got 8 with his first ball. Thank you for the shout out on the audio. All right, James up on lane 3 for his spare attempt. Gets 1. Bowling Green with their spare attempt, lane 4. Picks it up. I believe that was the 8 pin. We've got Ashton Kiesling coming up on lane 3 for Napoleon. Ashton with his first ball. Gets the strike. The messenger pin comes over and takes out the 10 pin. 4 strikes in the first frame for the Napoleon boys. Bowling Green all up on lane 1 again. Gets a strike, the last one falls down. Michael Gallagher up on lane number 2. I think that's Michael. Yep. Michael with another strike. Back-to-back strikes for Michael. James Gherkin up on lane number 4. A little bit light. Leaves the 7 pin. Jacob gets 9 on his first ball. Michael up again on lane number 1. A little bit heavy on that one. Looks like he leaves the 3 pin. James with his spare attempt picks it up, and Jacob picks his up as well. Now to close out the second frame for Napoleon, it's Ashton. Ashton with a nice pocket hit for a strike. The Napoleon boys have a clean frame through through the second frame. Everybody with marks in the second frame. Bowling Green starts out 8 pins in lane 2. And a strike for Bowling Green, lane number 4. Jacob with a strike on lane number 1 for Napoleon. Looks like Preston is in. James with 9 on lane number 3 leaves the 7-pin. Bowling Green with 9 on lane number 2. Can't quite coax the 8-pin to fall. Bowling Green with their spare attempt, lane number 4. Gets it nicely. James takes aim at the 7-pin, gets it. Bowling Green, their spare on lane number 2. Ashton Kiesling, frame number 3 on lane number 3. That looked a little bit heavy. Leaves the 6, 7, 10. Preston Miller up on lane number 4. That was a good looking ball for a strike. Ashton looking to get at least 2 here. That's what he gets. James Gherkin up on lane number 4. Nice hit for a strike for James. Michael with another strike for Napoleon, lane number 2. Ashton up on lane number 4 and Jacob up on lane number 2. Ashton with a nice hit for a strike. Jacob, it's away, and a strike. All right, we'll take a little different look at the boys. Something we added new last year, or during the summer. We got Preston Miller for Napoleon coming up on lane number 3. Go for a strike. All right, we get James coming up on lane number 3. He gets 8. Looks like the 4-7. Bowling Green with their spare attempt, lane number 2. Lets it get away from him in the gutter. Michael up on lane number 1 for Napoleon. Oh, can't quite get the 7-pin to fall. James on this for a spare attempt, lane number 3. Nice and smooth. He gets it. Hey, Michael with his attempt on his spare. Let's go. There it goes. Spare for Michael. Ashton up on lane number 3. He gets 8, leaves the 610. All right, we'll let Ashton pick up his spare here, and then we'll switch over and check on the girls' match. And he gets it. All right, Bowling Green up on lane number 7. Hits a little bit heavy, leaves 3. Ella Fox up on lane number 5 for Napoleon. Gets 9. Bowling Green with her spare on lane number 6. Ella up for her spare attempt on lane number 5. Oh, she lets it slip just a little to the right. Up on lane number 6 for Napoleon, Heather McMahon, our senior. And we've got Jalen Rupel up on lane number 8. Hits a little heavy, gets 6. Leaves the 3, 6, 9, 10. Heather takes care of business, knocks them all down. Strike for Heather. Our freshman Carly Hohenbrink up on lane number 6. Carly lets it go. Hits a little bit heavy. Gets 7, leaves the 3, 6, 10. Bowling Green with a strike on lane number 5. Jaylyn gets her spare attempt on lane number 8. Carly comes up for her spare attempt on lane number 6. Gets it. That was a good shot. Next, we got Spencer Schweiger on lane number 8 for the girls. And Ella Fox up on lane number 6. Spencer with a strike, coaxes them all down. Ella can't quite get to 7, even though it's wobbling, but it won't go down. Heather up on lane number 5. That's a good looking ball, strike. Jalen on lane number 7. It's just a touch heavy, leaves the 10-10. Ella looking to convert here. Lane number 6. Up, she leaves it out a little too far to the right. Jalen, 10-pin conversion here. Gets it. Abby Detmer up on lane number 5. Bowling Green can't quite convert their spare. Lane number 6 gets 2 out of the 3. Abby with 9 on her first ball looks to convert. Can't quite coax it over. Bowling Green a little light with their first attempt. Lane number 7 leaves 1, 2, 4. Another light ball for Bowling Green on lane number 6. Ella up on for Napoleon on lane number 5. Crosses the head pin. Gets 9. Can't quite get the 5 pin to fall. Bowling Green gets all but 1 on lane number 7. Nice spare from Bowling Green on lane number 6. Hooked it right in between them. Ella with her spare attempt. Nice spare, Ella. All right, Jalen up on lane number 8 for Napoleon. Heather up on lane number 6. Heather lets it go. Starts it out, it comes back. Not quite enough. Leaves the 7. Jalen leaves the 6 or the 4-7. Heather picks up her spare ball. And takes aim at the 7 pin. She gets it. Jalen makes her spare. Abby Detmer up. Lane number 6. Gets a strike. All right, let's watch Spencer here. Lane number 8. Lets it go. Gets 9, leaves the 7 pin. Ella with a strike for Napoleon, lane number 6. Oh, Spencer just misses to the right, leaves the 7 pin standing. Heather up on lane number 5. A little bit heavy. Leaves the 2, 4, 6, 7. Bowling Green makes their spare conversion, lane number 6. Jalen Rupel up on lane number 7 for Napoleon. Leaves it just a little light. Leaves the 2, 4, 5. Bowling Green, a little heavy. Leaves the 6, 10. Bowling Green converted their spare on lane number 8. Abby Detmer up for Napoleon, lane number 5. Jalen with her spare attempt. Loses it to the left. Abby gets 9, leaves the 5 pin. Bowling Green loses 1 to the left. Can't convert on lane 6. Spencer Schweiger coming up on lane number 7. Gets the strike. Abby with her spare attempt on lane number 5. Picks it up. All right, we've got Heather up on lane number 6 for Napoleon girls. Gets it started out there. Mauls the 7 pin, knocks it down. Ella crosses over the head pin, gets a Brooklyn. Strike. Heather's in the 10th frame. Working on that strike from before. Break hard. Gets 9. Leaves the 4-pin. Bowling Green light on lane number 5. Bowling Green also trying to convert their spare over here on lane number 7. Gets 2 of the 4. Heather with her spare attempt. Picks it up. That's a 189 for Heather McMahon. Let's see. Got a 154 for Napoleon Boy. I believe that's Preston Miller. 175. I believe that's for James Gherkin. If I get some other scores, I'll let you know. Abby with 9 on her first ball in the 10th. Jalen also got 9 on her 10th frame. Bowling Green gets 9 of them to fall on lane number 7. Abby picks it up. So does Jalen. Looks like Michael Gallagher's got 2 strikes in the 10th. Ashton with a strike. Finished with a 245. Michael Gallagher finishes with a 203. All right, we've got Ella Fox and Spencer Schweiger up on lanes 6 and 8 respectively. Ella, little light. Ends up leaving the 2-7. Spencer ends up leaving a baby split, the 310. Bowling Green with a nice conversion on lane number 7. Ella gets it started out, kicks it out. She gets her spare. Spencer chops. Jalen finishes with a 171. Spencer finishes with a 182. Heather had a 189. And we had Abby with a 138. Ella with her last ball in the 10th frame. Gets 9 of them. Finishes with a 172. All right. Neither the boys nor the girls have started yet. The boys are over there conferring. Oh, Bowling Green boys are ready. They both start out with a strike. Oh, no, sorry. Bowling Green is finishing their 10th, finishing their 10th frame. Sorry. So Napoleon girls had Ella Fox 172, Heather McMahon 189, Jalen Rupel 171, Spencer Schweiger 182, Sub Bowler 138 for a total of 852. Bowling Green had 641. As soon as I get the boys' final scores, I'll report those as well. All right, we have the boys' scores now. We've got Michael Gallagher with a 203, James Gherkin with a 175, Jacob Hull with a 226, Ashton Kiesling with a 245, and Preston Miller with a 154 for a total pins of 1,003. Bowling Green had 841. All right, coming up for the boys, lane number 4 is Ashton Keeson. Ashton has started out with a strike and a 9 spare, and he crosses the head pin for a Brooklyn strike. Bowling Green gets a strike on lane number 3. Michael Gallagher up on lane 1 gets 8. Leaving with 2-8. Bowling Green with a tough spare attempt on lane number 2. Misses both of them. Freshman Riley Ehlers up on lane number 3 for Napoleon with a strike. We got James coming up next. James, let's go. Can't get the 10 pin to fall. That's 9. Jacob Hall for Napoleon, lane number 1. Gets a strike. James looking to knock this 10 pin out. Got it. Bowling Green with a strike, lane number 2. Ashton Kiesling for Napoleon, lane number 3. That's a strike. Michael Gallagher up on lane number 2. Michael working on a spare in the last frame. Gets a strike. James up on lane number 4. Looking to build on his spare from the last frame. Gets a split. Leaves the 210. Jacob gets 9 on his attempt, lane number 1. I'm sorry. Nope, lane number 2, I'm sorry. Jacob covers his spare. James looking to convert a tough split here. Needs to slide it over and get the 2 to kick into the 10, but he can't quite get it. Gets the 2 though. Riley up on lane number 3 for Napoleon. Gets 9, can't get the 10 pin to go down. Ashton, lane number 4. That's 3 strikes for Ashton. At least 3 that I can see. Riley taking aim at the 10 pin. Gets it. Bowling Green, their attempt on lane number 4. It's a little heavy, but he gets him to go down. Oh, looks like that ball came out of the gutter for Riley. So he did not end up with a spare. He got a 9 open. All right, James with a strike. Bowling Green, another strike on lane number 4. Ashton looking to extend his streak here. Fortunately, the 10-pin went down, leaving just 1. It would have been an ugly split otherwise. Covers his spare. James up on lane number 4. Can't quite get the 7-pin to go down. That's 9 for him. Bowling Green light on lane number 2 leads to 1, 2, 4. Get his spare. Oh, loses it left. All right, switch over to the girls. All right, Abby Detmer waiting on Bowling Green bowler on lane 6. Spencer with 9 on her first ball, lane 8. Abby looking to convert. Got 2 pins left. And she picks it up. 7 pins on lane 7. Oh, that was her second ball. Bowling Green with 8. Spencer looking to pick up her spare. Gets it. Ella Fox, lane number 5. Gets 9. Leaves the 4-pin. Just a touch heavy. Jalen with a strike. Lane number 7 for Napoleon. Green gets one of them to fall. Ella gets her spare. Heather coming off of a strike in the last frame up on lane number 6 for Napoleon. Looks like they're entering the 9th frame. Spencer with a strike, lane number 7. That was her 8th frame. Heather McMahon, just a little light. Ends up with 8. Leaves the 2-7. Bowling Green, lane number 8, a little bit light, gets 6. A little heavy on lane number 6 or lane number 5 for Bowling Green, leaves 2. Can't get the 7-pin to fall for Bowling Green on lane number 7. Heather McMahon with her spare attempt. Gonna knock it into the 7. Does so. Abby Detmer for Napoleon, lane number 6. Gets it started out, comes back, strike. Nice ball, Abby. Heather starting her 10th frame on lane number 5. Bowling Green gets 9, first ball on lane number 7. Heather with 9 on lane number 5. Ella on lane number 6. Gets a strike. Strike in the 9th for Ella. Heather looking to pick up her spare here, so she gets one more ball. Gets it to fall. Gives it a love tap. Strike for Bowling Green on lane number 6. That's 2 in a row in the, 2 in a row for her. 1 in the 9th, 1 to start the 10th. Jalen with a strike. That's her 10th frame. Or 9th frame, I'm sorry, 9th frame. She's had a strike in the 8th and a strike in the 9th. She's got 2 in a row. Spencer also had a strike in the 8th. And she also has a strike in the 9th. Heather with her last ball, 10th frame. Little light, lead gets 8. Finishes with a 182. Good game for Heather. Bowling Green picks up their spare on lane number 6. Jalen comes up for the 10th on lane number 7, and Abby up for her 10th on lane number 5. Abby gets 9, leaves a 7-pin. Jalen with a strike to start the 10th. Abby got 9, left the 7-pin. Abby, that's a good looking ball. Covers it for her spare. She'll get one more. Jalen with 3 strikes in a row, looking to extend it. A little light. Can't get the 7 to fall. For Bowling Green, lane number 8. Abby with her last ball in the 10th. On its way. Crosses the head pin, gets 7, or no, 6. Abby finishes with a 209. Jalen finishes out with a 9 spare for a 228 game. Ella, good looking ball, strike. Working on the strike in the 9th. Spencer with a strike. It's 3 in a row for her, 1 in the 9th, or 1 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th, and 1 to start the 10th. Ella, little light, gets 5, leaving the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Spencer, second ball, 10th frame. It's heavy, gets 5, leaves the 4, 6, 7, 9, 10. Ella looking to pick these up. Gets all but one. Ella finishes with a 186. This is a tough spare. Spencer just needs to make as many pins as she can. Gets 3. Finishes with a 197. All right, we'll switch back to the boys. And that's a strike for Michael on lane number 1. Or no, I'm sorry, 9 pins. 10 pin was hiding on me. We got Ashton up on lane number 3. He's got a strike. That's 3 in a row. We got Napoleon's third bowler has got a 193. Fourth bowler is a 164. I believe that's James Gherkin. Ashton a little bit light. Gets 7, leaves the 124. Michael gets 8, leaves 2-8. Ashton looking to close out the 10th frame here. Michael Gallagher finishes with a 190. Jacob Hall starts the 10th with a strike. Ashton finishes second game with a 235. Bowling Green a little light, lane number 2. Leaves the 128. Michael's second ball, or I'm sorry, Jacob's second ball. Okay, Napoleon girls, second game. Abby Detmer, a 209. Ella Fox, a 186. Heather McMahon, 182. Jalen Rupel, a 228. Spencer Schweiger, a 197 for a total of 1,002. Add that to the 852 from the first game, and they have 1854 for 2 games, moving into the Baker round. Bowling Green had a 746 for their game number 2. Added to their 641 from their first game, they end up with 1357. Bowling Green finishing up their second game. Starts out the 10th frame with a strike. Second ball, a 10th frame underway. Gets 7, leaves 3, the 457. Last ball, 10th frame, underway. He gets 2 out of the 3. Bowling Green's third bowler finishes with a 218. Their first bowler with a 171. second bowler with a 116, fourth bowler with a 216, and their anchor bowler with a 207. Again, Michael Gallagher with a 190. Jacob Hall finished with a 185. Now they're blanking the scores on me to set up the Bakers. As soon as I get the report from the coaches, I'll let you guys know. All right, as I said, Michael Gallagher, 190. Riley Ehlers with a 193. Jacob Hall with a 185. Ashton Kiesling with a 235. And substitute bowler with a 164 for a total of 967 pins. Bowling Green in Game 2 had a total of 928. So let me add these up here real quick. So Napoleon had a 1,003 in the first game. And a 967 for a total of 1970. Bowling Green had the 841 in the first game. And a 928 in the second game for a total of 1769. All right, let's switch over to the girls' Baker match underway. We got Carly Hohenbrink. She gets a strike. She's in the number 2 slot. Next up is Heather McMahon, it looks like. Bowling Green with a rough start with a 7 open and then a gutter ball. Heather got a strike. That's back-to-back strikes for Napoleon. Bowling Green comes back and gets 6. In the number 4 slot is Jalen Ruppel. Another strike. That's 3 in a row for Napoleon. Coming up in the number 5 slot, Ella Fox for Napoleon. Gets 8, leaves a 610. Nope, the 210, or 310, I'm sorry. Napoleon boys have started out with 3 strikes in a row. Or, no, I'm sorry, 4 strikes in a row. Ella gets 1. Bowling Green a little light, gets 7, leaves a 1-2-7. Up for her second frame, first game, Abby Detmer. Abby's a senior this year. And a strike for Abby. Napoleon boys with an 8 spare in the 5th frame. Up for the girls, Carly Hohenbrink. Another strike for Napoleon. And a strike for Bowling Green in the 5th frame. Building on a spare in the frame before. Heather up for the Napoleon girls. Gets a strike. Bowling Green gets 8. Leaves the 5-9. Riley Ehlers adds another strike for the Napoleon boys in the 7th frame. Jalen Rupel. Gets 9. Can't get the 10 pin to go down. Preston Miller adds another strike to the boys' total. 8th frame. Jalen with her spare attempt. Covers. Bowling Green pulls it across the head pin. Leaves the 1-3-9. Ella Fox up for Napoleon. Starts the 10th with a strike. Napoleon boys with another strike in the 9th with Jacob Hull coming up to start the 10th. Jacob hits heavy. Leaves 4. Leaves the 3, 6, 7, 10. Ella with a second ball in the 10th frame. Gets 9. Leaves the 10 pin. Ella, last ball, 10th frame. Covers. That's a 2-14 Baker game for the Napoleon girls. All right, switch back to the boys for the end of the first game. Jacob finished the boys' first Baker match with 240. 240 for the Napoleon boys, Baker game number 1. Bowling Green still in the 7th frame, or 8th frame. Gets 9. Bowling Green's girls picks up the spare in the 9th frame. Bowling Green misses their spare in the 8th, the boys. Bowling Green girls with a strike in the 10th frame. Baker match number 1. Again, Napoleon girls with 214 in the first Baker game, and the Napoleon boys with a 240. Strike for Bowling Green boys in the 9th frame. That's another strike for the Bowling Green girls. It's 2 of them in the 10th frame. Bowling Green's final bowler, 10th frame. A little heavy, but they go down. That's a strike for Bowling Green. Bowling Green's girl. Last ball. They all fall down. 3 strikes in the 10th for Bowling Green to finish with a 155. It's 214 for the girls, 155 for Bowling Green girls. Bowling Green, Splitsville. Leaves the 4-7-10. ball for Bowling Green. First Baker game. Gets one of them. They finish with a 168. It's 240 for the Napoleon boys to 168 for Bowling Green. All right, we'll switch back to the girls who are just getting started until the boys get started, and we'll switch back. Abby starts out with 7, leaves the 1-2-7. All right, the boys look like they're getting started. Michael Gallagher gets Napoleon started with a strike in the first frame. Bowling Green with 9. Looks like the 7-pin left. Another strike. That was Preston Miller adding another strike for Napoleon boys. Baker game number 2. Harley with 9 for the Napoleon girls. Leaves the 10-pin. James Gherkin with a strike. 3 in a row for Napoleon. Bowling Green working on a strike in the second frame. Third bowler. Another strike for them. Looks like Riley Ehlers with a 4 in a row for Napoleon. Heather up for the Napoleon girls. Lane number 7. Lets it go. Gets 9. Leaves the 2-pin. Ashton adds a 5th strike for the Napoleon boys. They're clean through 5. Bowling Green, 8 winning their first ball. Looks like the 5-10 picks up the 10-pin. They're moving into their 5th frame. Oh, a little heavy. Michael gets 8, and the streak ends. Still a makeable spare, the 3-6. Bowling Green with a strike in the 5th frame. Heather makes her spare in the 3rd frame, which brings up Jalen for the Napoleon girls. Michael can't convert. Jalen with a strike for the Napoleon girls. Preston Miller for the Napoleon boys, 4th frame. Looks good, strike. Ella with a with a split, the 5-7. For the Napoleon girls, lane 7. James gets 8 for Napoleon, leaving the 4-7. Ella with her spare attempt. Hits it dead on and leaves 1, leaves a 7. 9 for Bowling Green. That's their 7th frame? Yes. Working on a spare from the 6th. James looking to convert. Covers. I believe this is our freshman, Riley Ehlers, or one of our freshmen, I should say. He gets a strike. Strike in the 9th for Napoleon boys. Baker game number 2. Ashton gets 7. Leaves the 2-4. No, the 1-2-4. Bowling Green gets 9 in the 8th frame. Harley with a strike for Napoleon in the 7th frame for the Napoleon girls. Ashton gets his spare in the 10th. One more ball for him. Heather McMahon up for the girls. Lane number 7. Gets a strike. Ashton's last ball on the way. Gets 9. Napoleon finishes Baker game number 2 with a 225. Switching over to the girls, they've got Jalen Rupel up. Napoleon with back-to-back strikes. She crosses the head pin, Brooklyn, but it works. Strike for Jalen. Brings up Napoleon's last bowler, Ella Fox. Bowling Green boys still working on the 10th frame. Ella starts out the 10th frame with a strike. Bowling Green boys start the 10th frame with a 9. Ella, ball number 2, 10th frame. Baker game number 2. On its way, another strike. Just as a reminder, the high school matches are made up of 2 games of individual matches, followed by 3 Baker games, with the total pins winning the match. Bowling Green boys missed their spare on the 10th frame, finished with a 158. That's a 225 for the Napoleon boys and a 158 for the Bowling Green boys. Ella gets 7 for her last ball. Napoleon girls finish with a 213 for their second Baker game. All right, we'll switch back over to the boys, getting underway with game number 3. That's Preston Miller with a strike for Napoleon boys. Looks like Riley up next for Napoleon. It's a little heavy. Leaves the 4-9. Tricky little spare. Bowling Green started the match with the third Baker game with a strike, followed by 6. Bowling Green with their spare attempt, second frame. Got it. That was a nice shot. Those are easy to chop. I've done it myself many times. Riley gets 1. Bowling Green gets 9. Leaves the 9 pin. Bowling Green girls finished with a 122, so that was 213 for the Napoleon girls in Baker game number 2, and a 122 for the Bowling Green girls. Bowling Green, spare attempt underway. Loses it to the right, pushes it. James Gherkin looking to convert his spare. Can't quite slide it into the 10, but it was a valiant effort. It's back-to-back opens for Napoleon. Bowling Green a little light, ends up leaving the 4 pin. Ashton up for Napoleon. 5th frame. Hold it. Leaves the 10 pin. Bowling Green picks up the spare in their 4th frame. Ashton looking to get the 10 pin, does so. Carly gets a strike for Napoleon girls. Heather's the number 3 bowler for the Napoleon girls. We've got Jacob Hull. I guess Ashton was the number 4 bowler. Jacob is in the 5th spot. He gets a strike. All right, Heather had a strike. Next up is Jalen. 4th frame. On its way. Comes in just a little light. Leaves a 10 pin. Preston with 9. Leaving the 4 pin. Bowling Green with a strike in the 4th frame. Or is that the 4th frame? Maybe the 6th. No, it's the 6th frame. I'm sorry. 6th frame for Bowling Green. Preston gets his spare in the 6th frame. All right. Jalen picks up her spare and moves back over to action with the girls. Ella coming up, number 5 spot. Lets it go. That's a good ball strike. Bowling Green, spare attempt coming. Gets it on lane number 3. Got James Gherkin up for the boys. We got Abby Detmer up for the girls. James gets 6. Abby gets them all to crash and fall. That's a strike for Abby. Carly up from Napoleon. James up to convert his spare. Good roll from James. Gets it. And Carly with a strike. That's 3 in a row for Napoleon girls. Ashton gets 8. Leaves the 5-7. Heather McMahon up for Napoleon girls. And they all fall down. Strike. Bowling Green got 7 on their first in the 6th frame. Spare attempt for Bowling Green girls. Gets it. Nice ball. 3, 6, 9 go down. Or I'm sorry, 6, 9, 10 go down. No. 3, 6, 10. Sorry. Jalen with a delayed strike. And Jacob opens the 10th frame with a strike for the Napoleon boys. Meanwhile, Bowling Green's got a 6 and an ugly-looking split in the 10th frame. Ella with her ball comes in light. Leaves the 1, 2, 4, 7. Bowling Green gets one of their 2. Jacob with back-to-back strikes in the 10th. Bowling Green with their spare attempt gets 2. They finish with a 149. Ella picks up her spare. She'll get one more ball in the 10th. And another impressive Baker game out of the Napoleon girls. Jacob, last ball, 9. Napoleon finishes with a 173 in the third Baker game. So that's 173 to 149. Ella, last ball, light, gets 6. Napoleon girls finish with a 241. Bowling Green with a spare in the 8th frame. Number 4 bowler coming up to bowl the 9th. Pulls to the left, gets 9. Leaves the 9 pin, it looks like. Bowling Green's girls spare underway. Gets it. 10th frame, Bowling Green girls. Gets a strike. Nice ball. Second ball, 10th frame, Bowling Green girls. Pulls it just a little bit, but it carries. That's another strike, back-to-back strikes for Bowling Green. Last ball, Bowling Green. Another strike. That's 3 strikes. That's the way to finish. Bowling Green girls finish with a 170. Again, Napoleon girls had a 241. Bowling Green with a 170 in the third Baker game. We'll try to get some final totals and wrap up the live stream here. Again, we appreciate bringing these live stream matches to you. Appreciate any feedback you guys can give to make the matches better. All right, so Baker game number 1 for Napoleon girls, a 214 for the Bowling Green girls, 155. 213 Napoleon second Baker game, 122 for Bowling Green. 241 for the girls in the third Baker game, 170 for Bowling Green. So that's a Baker total of 668 pins for Napoleon to 447 for Bowling Green. Add the 668 to 1854. Napoleon with 2522 and Bowling Green girls with 1804. For the boys, we've got Napoleon Baker game 1, 240 to 168 over Bowling Green. Game number 2, 225 to 158. Last game, 173, 149. Baker total 638 to 475. Totals pins 2608 for Napoleon and 2244 for Bowling Green. So Napoleon boys and girls win both matches. All right. Thanks everybody for joining the live stream.